Hello, kamusta tayong lahat? I praise the Almighty Father, for He is good and righteous and holy. And His plan for us is perfect. The plan of our Father is for us to inherit His kingdom. His plan is to give us our rewards, eternal salvation. May mga tao, no? There are some people who don't know why they are in this world. Dahil lang tao, pag pinapanganak, ang tinuturo ng magulang, mag-aaral ka. Pagkatapos pag mag-aaral, magtatrabaho ka. Tapos magtrabaho. Gagawa ka ng pamilya mo, and then mamamatay ka na. Ganun naman talaga, diba? That's the cycle of life. Pero yung meaning ng buhay ng tao, hindi nila alam. Ano ang meaning ng buhay ng tao? Why are we in this world? We are in this world for us to experience trials and tribulations. And when the time comes that we pass the test that the Almighty Father has given us, we will receive our inheritance, our birthright. So this world is a testing site. We are only sojourners. We are only temporarily here in this world. Our permanent home is with our Father in His kingdom and with Jesus Christ, our King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Kaya dapat ngayon pa lang, alam na natin yung mission natin sa buhay and the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to serve our Father, to love Him with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our might, with all our mind, and with all our strength. That is our mission. Dahil pag nasa heaven na tayo, kasama ni Almighty Father, i-share natin yung pagmamahal natin sa makakasama natin na ibinigay sa atin ni Almighty Father na makakasama mga brethren natin at hindi lahat makakapunta sa kaharian ng Diyos. Many were called, but few are chosen. Paano tayo mapipili ni Almighty Father? Let us obey Him, love Him, exalt the name of our King, Jesus Christ, for that is what our Father has taught us, to listen to Jesus Christ, because Jesus is the way, He is the only way, the truth, and the life. Walang makakalapit kay Almighty Father unless dadaan kay Jesus Christ. Wala nang iba pang dadaanan na tao, kundi si Jesus Christ lang. Son of God, Son of Man, si Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ suffered when He was in this world. And that's why He knows how it is to be human. He knows what we are experiencing. He knows our pain. That's why He will be the judge at the last days. So yun ang babasa natin sa Bible, no? From Genesis up to the book of Revelation. Laging itinuturo sa atin, mahalin si Almighty Father. Inuulit-ulit. Hindi nakikita ng tao, inuulit-ulit si Almighty Father. Focus our hearts. Be faithful to our Father. Do not worship idols. Do not worship any false gods or foreign gods. itinuturo sa Bible from the book of Genesis up to the book of Revelations. Pero hindi makita ng tao. Why? They're blinded by the enemy. And they choose to live in this world because they thought this world was permanent. Nagagandaan sila sa mundo na to. They want fame, wealth, and power. Kaya ang mga tao nagkakasala. Nagkakasala tayo because of things that are temporary. Hinahabol natin ang mga temporary na bagay. Hindi natin hinahabol ang permanent. Kaya nagkakasala tayo kay Almighty Father. Yung fame, that's only temporary. After some time, mas may sisikat pa na ibang tao. Yung power, nawawala yon. Pag nagkasakit ka, wala ka ng power, may iba ng papalit. Yung wealth, nawawala yon. Nauubos. Tinatanggal ni Almighty Father sa isang tao yon. In any form, tinatanggal ni Almighty Father. And sometimes, no? Or most of the time, tinatanggal na ni Almighty Father yung tao sa mundo. Dahil sa kanyang greediness at tinatapon sa eternal damnation. Ngayon, sino ngayon magmamana ng kanyang wealth? Another wicked person. Kaya, kung makikita ninyo sa government, ano na natin sa government, no? Paulit-ulit na lang. Kasi yun ang nakikita natin, di ba? Yun ang, sila ang sikat, sila ang mayaman. Sila ang may power. Kaya nakikita natin, ano nakikita natin? Paiba-iba ng mukha. Paiba-iba ng pangalan. Pero iisang spirit meron sila. Evil spirit. Evil spirit ang nasa kanila because nagnanakaw sila. Bakit sila nagnanakaw? Marami silang kakuntsaba. Mga pangkaraniwang tao rin, kakuntsaba rin nila. Tayo gumagawa ng kasalanan. Iisa tayo kasi eh. Lahat tayo greedy. Selfish. Laging iniisip natin ang sarili natin. Hindi natin iniisip si Almighty Father. Lagi natin iniisip yung mga temporary. Lagi natin iniisip yung mga trap ng enemy. Tina-trap niya tayo because all the things that are in this world, they're temporary and mirage. Yung mirage na makita mo meron. Pero, pag hahawakan mo, wala naman. Kaya saan tayo mag-iipon ng treasure? Mag-iipon tayo ng treasure in heaven. How can we save treasure in heaven? By following the Almighty Father, by obeying Jesus' teachings. Read the Bible. So last time, finished reading 2 Kings chapter 10. So dito sa 2 Kings chapter 10, nakikita natin dito si Ahab and Jezebel. Wala na sila. So temporary lang. Si Jezebel, she was eaten by the dogs after she fell from the tower to the ground. Ano ang itinira ng mga dogs? Yung skull, hindi makagat. Matigas ang ulo, matigas ang bungo. Ano pa? Palm of the hands of Jezebel. Hindi kinain ng aso. Bakit? Dahil yung kamay ni Jezebel, gumagawa siya ng wickedness. Kahit aso, hindi makain. Kahit yung dog, itinuturing na unclean yun, ano? Iniwan ng aso yung mga dogs, yung palm ni Jezebel, kasi hindi nila makain. Alam nila madumi ang gawa ni Jezebel, kaya hindi kinain ng aso. Ano pa ang hindi kinain ng aso? The feet of Jezebel, hindi kinain. Bakit? Because she walked in wickedness. Kaya pati paa hindi kinain. Naiintindihan natin. Symbolically pala yun. May symbol yun. Ibig sabihin, kung bakit hindi kinain ng dogs, mapili din ang mga dogs. Choosy. Ay, hindi ko kakainin ng kamay ni Jezebel. Yung palm niya dahil madumi ang kanyang mga gawain. Hindi ko kakainin, sabi ng mga dogs, ang mga paa ni Jezebel. Kasi ang kanyang paglakad dito sa mundo ay madumi. Ano lang kinain? Torso and limbs. In the face. So, ano tira? Bungo. Ngayon, itong si Yehu, no? Nagre-recap tayo ng chapter 10 of 2 Kings. Si Yehu, merong 70 sons, si Ahab, at merong mga teachers. So, inutusan ni Yehu yung mga teachers or yung mga instructors or advisors. Dahil hindi lang naman ito mga nannies, kundi mga tagaturo din to. To decapitate the sons of Ahab. 70 yung mga lalaki na yun. And they were decapitated by their teachers. At kahit na they obeyed Yehu to decapitate the 70 sons of Ahab, those teachers were also killed because they were associated with the house of Ahab. Sino pa? Yung mga friends ni Ahaziah, dadalawin lang nila si Ahaziah, 42 brothers. Damay sila, associated with Ahab as well. So si Yehu, kasama niya si Jehonadab, the son of Rechab. Sa kanya lineage yung mga Rechabites na hindi uminom ng wine at hindi sila bumibili ng lupa, wala silang bahay na sarili, tumitira lang sila sa tent. Ibig sabihin temporary lang kanilang mga bahay, wala silang vineyard, hindi sila nagtatanim because they knew they were only sojourners of this world. Yun ang turo sa kanila ni Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, or the Rechabites, yun ang turo sa kanila. And the Almighty Father was pleased with the Rechabites because they obeyed their father. Na tama naman ang turo ni Jehonadab na tayo ay sojourners lang dito sa mundo. At ito pa ang ginawa ni Yehu. Nagpatawag siya ng assembly for the worshippers of Baal. Kunyari, mag-worship ka siya kay Baal. But he tricked them. So, yung mga priests, prophets, and elders ni Baal, nasa isang place, nag-convene sila, no? Nagkaroon sila ng great assembly. Pati na yung mga simple men who were worshiping Baal, ipinatawag at binigyan sila ng vestments or damit. Palatandaan yon na sila ay worshippers of Baal. At sila ay pinatay ni Yehu and his men. At kung sino man ang tatakas doon sa temple ni Baal, papatayin din. So walang takas, walang lusot. At ang reward ni Almighty Father kay Yehu for his descendants will be King of Israel, no? For up to the 4th generation of his descendants. Ang pumalit sa kanya yung promise ni Almighty Father, 4 na king from the lineage of Yehu. Si Jehoahaz, Jehoash, Jeroboam, and Zechariah. Pero, merong kasalanan din si Yehu. Kasi kung walang kasalanan si Yehu, up to the, kung ilang generation man ang gusto ni Almighty Father, pero ang ginawa ni Almighty Father, up to the 4th generation lang, because Yehu also sinned against the Almighty Father by worshiping the golden calves of Jeroboam na nasa Dan at nasa Bethel. So that's wickedness in the eyes of the Almighty Father. And then Yehu died. And then, nung time na yon, lumiliit na ang land of the Israelites. Lumiliit ang Israel. So, nasakop yung land of God, half the land of Manasseh and the land of Reuben, no? Nawala sa kanilang pag-aari yung namana na lupa ni Reuben, ni Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh. So, kung i-check nyo yung mapa, hindi na sa kanila yung mga lupa na yon. Sino na ang may sakop? Jordan, ano? So, he ruled Samaria, kasi Samaria ang capital ng Israel ng time na yon, for 28 years. At ang pumal sa kanya, yung kanyang anak, promise ni Almighty Father, Jehoahaz. So, tila tayo sa 2 Kings chapter 11. So, that's kingdom of Israel. Ngayon, balik naman tayo sa kingdom of Judah. Namatay na, di ba, si Ahaziah? He only reigned for less than a year. He was the son of, sino nga ano niya? Si Jehoram. Yun ang kanyang father na si Ahaziah. And then ang mother niya si Athaliah, na anak ni Jezebel and si Ahab. Dami kasing names. Paparasot pa ako. Verse 11. Chapter 11 of 2 Kings, chapter 11. When Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, kasi nga, pinatay, di ba, ni Yehu, at inilibing sa city of David. So, si Athaliah, ang meaning ng kanyang name was, God is exalted. And she was as wicked as her parents. So when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the royal heirs. Lahat ng mga magmamana ng throne, pinatay ni Athaliah, which means to say, yung kanyang mga apo, pinatay ni Athaliah, mga anak ni Ahaziah. Ahaziah then was only 22 years old. Verse 2, but Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him away from among the king's sons who were being murdered, and they hid him with his nurse in the bedroom from Athaliah, so that he was not killed. So, baby pa nung time na to si Joash, but the other children or sons of Ahaziah were killed by their grandmother. Ang natira si Joash. Paano natira si Joash? Because of Josheba. Si Josheba, kapatid ni Ahaziah, hindi natin alam kung same sila ng mother, pero kung sinasabing sister ni Ahaziah, same sila ng father, no? Josheba means Yahoo is an oath. So, itinago. Baby pa lang si Joash. Nakatago siya, pati yung kanyang tagapag-alaga sa bedroom. Hindi nakita ni Athaliah. So that he was not killed. Verse 3, so he was hidden with her in the house of the Lord for 6 years, while Athaliah reigned over the land. So, nag-reign as queen, kasi walang king, si Athaliah. And then, Joash was hidden in the temple of the Almighty Father for 6 years. Sa temple sa Jerusalem, doon nakatago si Joash 6 years. So, 1-year-old siya itinago. So 6 years na tumagal yung pagkakatago sa kanya. So inilabas na siya ng 7 years old siya. Kaya nung 7 years na yon, ang nag-reign as ruler of the land was Athaliah. And she was wicked also. Verse 4 of chapter 11 of 2 Kings. In the 7th year, Jehoiada sent and brought the captains of hundreds of the bodyguards and the escorts and brought them into the house of the Lord to him. And he made a covenant with them and took an oath from them in the house of the Lord and showed them the king's son. Si Jehoiada, isang priest of the Almighty Father, nakatira siya sa temple of the Lord. So nakikita niya, nakakasama niya si Jehoash, no? Or Joash. So hindi isang prophet ang nag-anoint as king kay Joash, kundi isang priest of the Almighty Father. Kasi sa temple nakatira si Joash. Tuloy natin, no? And brought them into the house of the Lord, and he made a covenant with them and took an oath from them in the house of the Lord and showed them the king's son. Nagpa-promise si Jehoiada. Ito, andito yung anak ni Ahaziah. Mag-promise kayo sa akin na hindi niyo siya sasaktan dahil siya ang magmamana ng kingdom of Judah. Verse 5, then he commanded them saying, this is what you shall do. So, nag-decide na si Jehoiada. Bakit ginawa ni Jehoiada to? May go signal si Almighty Father kung ba't nangyari to. Lahat ng bagay na mga nangyayari, it's because of the Almighty Father. Whether it's good or bad. Pag bad, it's because of, it's a punishment of the Almighty Father. Verse 5, then he commanded them saying, this is what you shall do. 1/3 of you come on duty on the Sabbath shall be keeping watch over the king's house. 1/3 shall be at the gate at Sur, and 1/3 at the gate behind the escort. So, hinati sa tatlo yung mga soldiers. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Magbabantay sa gate of Sur, magbabantay behind the escort, 1/3 naman sa king's house magbabantay. You shall keep the watch of the house, lest it be broken. Babantayan yung mabuti. Verse 7, the 2 contingents of you who go off duty on the Sabbaths shall keep the watch of the house of the Lord for the king. So, merong mga nag-off duty din. Sabbath nangyari, no? So, Sabbath, kung ngayon, Sabbath, rest day, Sabado. Pero iniba na ng isang religion, ginawang Sunday ang Sabbath day. Pero ang totoong Sabbath day, it's Saturday. Ginawa lang ng isang religion na Sunday because they worship the sun god. Verse 8, no? Tinatawag nilang sun god yun, pero hindi naman talaga God yung sun. Sinasamba lang nila yung araw because they are pagans. They are, hindi they were. They are pagans. Verse 8, but you shall surround the king on all sides, every man with his weapons in his hand, and whoever comes within range, let him be put to death. You are to be with the king as he goes out and as he comes in. Babantayan yung mabuti si Joash. Hindi nyo siya iiwan. Dahil siya ang magiging king. Kung sino man ang makakalapit kay Joash, kahit wala siyang hawak-hawak, basta makalapit lang siya, let him be put to death. So Joash was 7 years old at this time. No? Kaya they were being protective of Joash. Verse 9, so the captains of the hundreds did according to all that Jehoiada the priest commanded. Each of them took his men who were to be on duty on the Sabbath, with those who were going off duty on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priests. Verse 10. And the priest gave the captains of hundreds the spears and shields which had belonged to King David, that were in the temple of the Lord. So kung matatandaan natin sa 1 Kings chapter 7 verse 51, si Solomon, lahat ng mga articles na naipon ni David, at saka yung articles na naipon ni Solomon, inilagay nila sa temple of God. No? Kaya dito, mayroong spears and shields na pagmamayari ni King David, which means si King David yung nag-ipon nun. At yun na ipinamahagi sa mga soldiers, pinagamit, that were in the temple of the Lord. Then the escort stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, all around the king, from the right shoulder or from the right side of the temple to the left side of the temple by the altar and the house. Sa harap, sa gilid, sa harap. Verse 12, and he brought out the king's son, put the crown on him, and gave him the testimony. They made him king and anointed him, and they clapped their hands and said, long live the king. So ang nag-anoint as king kay Joash, Jehoiada, they gave him the testimony. Ano ba yung testimony? The testimony, that's the law. The Mosaic law that was given by the Almighty Father to Moses. So, ano yung mga nasa Mosaic law? Book of Genesis, nandun. Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. May mga directives dun si Almighty Father. Yun ang testimony or law. Kaya sinasabing testimony, testamento. Pag sinasabing testamento, ano ba yung mga testamento? Last will and testament, mga batas na dapat sundin. Guidelines. No? Para matuto si Joash ng mga guidelines kung anong gagawin sa kingdom of Israel. Kasi nga bata pa siya. Verse 13. Now when Athaliah heard the noise of the escorts and the people, she came to the people in the temple of the Lord. Narinig niya may nagkakaingay. Nagsa-celebrate. Verse 14, when she looked, there was a king standing by a pillar according to the custom, and the leaders and the trumpeters were by the king. All the people of the land rejoicing and blowing trumpets. So Athaliah tore her clothes and cried out, treason, treason, or betray. Binebetray niyo ako, binebetray niyo ako. Samantalang wala namang nag-anoint sa kanya as leader of Judah. Kasi Judah to no? Wala naman nag-anoint sa kanyang leader of Judah. Tatawag pa siya ng treason. Inuro siya, tinatraidor daw siya. Wala nagtatraidor sa kanya. Siya ang trumatraidor. Dahil hindi naman siya appointed by the Almighty Father as king. Lalaki ang ina-appoint ni Almighty Father as king. Ang leader dapat lalaki. Ako, babae ako, binabasahan ko kayo ng Bible. Hindi ako leader. At ang leader ko ang tatay ko. Si Almighty Father. Verse 15, and Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds and the officers of the army, and said to them, take her outside under guard, and slay the sword whoever follows her. For the priest had said, do not let her be killed in the house of the Lord. Kung papatayin man si Athaliah, wag sa temple of the Lord. Sa labas siya, wag dudumihan ng temple ni Almighty Father. Verse 16, so they seized her, and she went by way of the horse's entrance into the king's house, and there she was killed. Sa king's house siya pinatay. She went by the way of the horse's entrance. Sa pasukan ng mga kabayo, doon siya pumasok. Papunta sa house ng king, doon siya pinatay. Anak ni Jezebel and Ahab. Then Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord, the king, and the people, that they should be the Lord's people, and also between the king and the people. And all the people of the land went to the temple of Baal and tore it down. Kasi, si Athaliah, nag-worship din siya kay Baal, gaya ng kanyang mga parents. Nag-worship kay Baal, kay Asherah, and different kinds of gods or different false gods. But she did not worship the Almighty Father because she was wicked. Hindi pwede kay Almighty Father, hinahaluan ng wickedness. Kung kay Baal ka, kay Baal ka. Kung kay Almighty Father ka, kay Almighty Father ka. Kung sa idolatry ka, sa idolatry ka. Kung kay Almighty Father ka, kay Almighty Father ka. Kung kay Almighty Father ka, kay Jesus ka rin. Sakop yun. Iisa yun. Dahil, sabi ni Jesus, my Father and I are one. Iisa sila ng hangaran, iisa sila ng goal. Sumusunod si Jesus Christ kay Almighty Father. Ngayon, si mga Baal, si Dagon, si Rimmon, sino pa ba to? Si Asherah, si Beelzebub, mga false gods yon. Alam niyo ba yung meaning ng word na Jezebel? Yung bell doon, Baal. No? Kaya pangit yung word na bell. Kasi ibig sabihin ng bell, Baal yun. Ngayon, baka sabihin niyo, hindi, bell, no? French name yon, which means beauty. In-associate nila yung God na si Baal sa beauty. Kaya naging word na Bel ay beauty. Pero ang totoo, associated yon kay Baal. Naintindihan niyo? Example, again. Yung name na Mara, or Maria, or Miriam. Ang ibig sabihin talaga nun sa Hebrew word, it's bitterness. Pero, dahil kay Miriam, dahil kay Mary, naging maganda yung name na Mary. Pero originally, Mary or Mara or Miria or Maria, it means bitterness or pait. Ha? Gumanda lang yung meaning nung naging mother ni Jesus, si Mary. Mother here on earth. Gumanda yung pangalan. Kaya yung name na Bel or Jezebel, hindi magandang pangalan yan. May mga pangalang, baka may magalit na pangalan. Maribel, Jingle Bell. Ano yung mga pangalan may Bell? Bell, mga ganon. Hindi maganda yung name na Bel kasi nga, associated yon sa Baal. Nakala ninyo beauty, hindi yung beauty. In-associate lang sa beauty yung Baal. Kaya yung Bel naging beauty. Tuloy natin, ano? Verse 18. And all the people of the land went to the temple of Baal and tore it down. Sinira yung templo ni Baal. And they thoroughly broke in pieces its altars and its images. Sinira, dinikdik yung image, yung idol ni Baal. And killed Matan, the priest of Baal, before the altars. Meron ding priest si Baal, si Matan, pinatay din. And the priest appointed officers over the house of the Lord. Verse 19. Then he took the captains of the hundreds and the bodyguards and escorts and all the people of the land, and they brought the king down from the house of the Lord and went by the way of the gate of the escorts to the king's house. Then he sat on the throne of the kings. Umupo na si Joash. So the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet, for they had slain Athaliah with a sword in the king's house. And Jehoash was 7 years old when he became king. Tumutuloy yung chat ko kasi simula nung tinanggal yung aking gallbladder. Tumutuloy yung chat ko. Jehoash was 7 years old when he became king, no? So, naki Jehoash na yung testament or yung guidelines on how to be a king. Parang ano yun, itong guidelines, itong gagawin mo. Mga law yun ni Almighty Father. Na nababasa rin natin up to now sa Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. So, nawala na si Athaliah na anak ni Jezebel and ni Ahab. Na same wickedness. Hindi naman siya ang queen, self-appointed queen siya. Piyatay niya ang kanyang mga grandsons, ang mga anak ni Ahaziah. So dito tayo no, sa bandang half of chapter 11 of 2 Kings. In the 7th year of Jehu, Jehoash became king. So 7 years na as king of Jehu sa Israel. Ito namang si Jehoash, naging king siya, no? So simultaneously binabanggit ng king si Jehu, 7 years na siyang king. Saka lang naging king si Jehoash. And he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Zebiah of Beersheba. So si Ahaziah, before he was killed by Jehu, buntis na si Zebiah. Ang pinagbubuntis niya itong si Joash or si Jehoash. At si Jehoash, he reigned for 40 years. So, kung 40 years nag-reign si Jehoash, no? 47 years old siya namatay. Kasi 40 years siya nag-reign as king eh. Ngayon, he became king when he was 7 years old. So, plus 40, that's 47. Nanay niya ay isang taga-Judah rin kasi Beersheba, no? It's in Judah as well. Verse 2 of chapter 11 of 2 Kings, Jehoash did what was right in the sight of the Lord all the days in which Jehoiada the priest instructed him. So, noong time ni Jehoash, walang prophet. Sino ang nag-guide sa kanya? Si Jehoiada the priest. But places or high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. Pero nung time ni Jehoash, hindi tinanggal yung pagan worshiping. Kasi pag sinasabing people worship in high places, that's places for pagan worship. Sa matataas na lugar, no? Nagpupunta pa sa mga matataas na lugar, gagawa ng mga rebulto or gagawa ng mga idols or gagawa ng mga structure. Verse 4, and Joash said to the priests, all the money of the dedicated gifts that are brought into the house of the Lord, each man's census money, each man's assessment money, and all the money that a man purposes in his heart to bring into the house of the Lord, let the priests take it themselves, each from his constituency, and let them repair the damages of the temple wherever any dilapidation is found. So, dito nag-start yung donation for building or for the construction of the temple. Dito nag-start. Siya ang nag-implement nun, si Joash, na pag meron mga gifts ng pera, kukunin ng mga priest. Pag kukunin ng mga priest, yung mga priest naman, sila naman ang magpapatayo kung sira yung temple. Now it was so by the 23rd year of King Joash that the priests had not repaired the damages of the temple. Tubagal. Hindi ginagawa ng mga priest ang mga sira sa temple. Anong ginagawa nila sa pera? Kasi ng 23rd year ng king na si Jehoash, hindi nila ginagawa yung temple. Nakatiwangwang pa rin. So, Jehoash at this time was 30 years old. Napansin niya, hindi ginagawa yung temple ni Almighty Father. Sira-sira pa din. Asa na napupunta yung pera? So, nakikita nyo na iba yung tithes. Iba yung offering. Yung tithes, kanino yon? Yung tithes for the Levites, dahil wala silang inheritance sa lupa. For the orphans, for the widows, for the poor, and for the strangers. Para sa kanila ang tithes. Ngayon, kung gusto nyo na paagawa yung inyong mga building, kung saan kayo nagko-convene or nagko-congregate, nag-iipon-ipon ngayon yung mga tao kung magkano lang ang ibigay, hindi galing sa tithes. At, iba pa yung sweldo, ha? Hindi mo kukunin yung sweldo sa tithes dahil yung tithes, that's solely for the poor people. Ha? May narinig ako isang leader, no? Sasabi niya, wala kaming sweldo, wala kayong sweldo? Paano ka nabubuhay? Paano ka kumakain? Bakit may kotse ka? Saan galing yan? Dun sa ano namin, dun sa leader namin, dun sa may-ari ng ano, ng religion namin. O yun naman pala eh. Bakit masasabing wala kang sweldo? May pabahay, di ba? Sweldo yun. Ha? Hindi lang nila ginagamit yung word na sweldo. Pero, ang sabi ni Almighty, ni Jesus Christ, a worker is worthy of his wage. Pwedeng sweldoan. Tumanggap kayo ng sweldo. Huwag kayo mayang tumanggap ng sweldo. Kunyari pa kayo nahihiyang tumanggap ng sweldo, huwag kayo mahihiya. Nasa Bible yun. Ang nakakaya, yung kumukuha kayo ng tithes. Dahil hindi para sa inyo yun, para sa mga poor people yun. Kaya dapat magbabasa tayo ng Bible para malaman natin kung ano ang totoo at kung anong hindi. Kung anong mga kasinungalingan ng mga leaders ninyo. Malalaman ninyo sa Bible. Para hindi tayo mapalayo kay Almighty Father. Dahil lahat ng gusto ni Almighty Father sabihin nandito sa Bible. Kaya nga, si King Jehoash, ibinigay sa kanya yung testament, yung law. Kung ano yung susundin na directives. Since si Jesus Christ, siya na ang ating high priest, wala nang temple na ipapagawa. Siya na ang high priest. Hindi lang donation na bibigay natin kay Jesus Christ. Buong pagkatao natin. Hindi lang 10% ang ibibigay natin. Yung pagmamahal natin sa kapwa-tao natin, higit pa sa 10% yun. Kaya yung mga religious leaders dyan, mga preachers dyan, or mga teachers, mga elders, mga deacons, tumanggap kayo ng sweldo. Hindi masamang tumanggap ng sweldo. Umamin kayo, aminin ninyo. Hindi kayo kukuha ng tax. Hindi hininga ng tax. Tanggapin ninyo. Oo, may sweldo ko kasi nakalagay dito sa Bible. Ipakita ninyo. Ha? Ba't kayo nahihiya? Kaya kayo nahihiya dahil may tinatago kayo? Dahil malaki ang sweldo ninyo? Kaya ba kayo nahihiya? A worker is worthy of his wage. Ano pang nakalagay? Do not muzzle an ox while he was working ba yun? Ano nakalagay doon? Do not muzzle an ox. Saan ba nakalagay yun? Sa Deuteronomy chapter 25 verse 4, you shall not muzzle an ox while it treads out the grain. A worker is worthy of his wage. 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 18. At si Jesus na rin nagsabi sa Luke chapter 10 verse 7, and remain in the same house, eating and drinking such things as they give, for the laborer is worthy of his wages. Do not go from house to house. Sabi ng Jesus yon. May sweldo talaga ang mga servants of the Almighty Father, workers of the Almighty Father, may sweldo. Pero yung tithes, hindi nyo ibibigay sa leader ninyo. Hindi nyo iniipon yon, hindi nyo gagawing business yon. Hindi nyo saswapangin yun, ibibigay nyo yon. Pagbigay sa inyo ng tithes, ibigay ninyo agad sa poor people, sa widow, sa orphans, sa mga nangangailangan. Hindi pa, lalaguin mo na namin to, lalagay mo naman sa negosyo. Pag balago na to, saka namin ibibigay. Hindi, saswapangin mo. Diyan pa lang, sinwapang mo na, ipapaano pa pag dumaki. Kung sa maliit na bagay, hindi ka mapagkatiwalaan, malaking bagay pa ba? So, sa congregation pa lang, nagkakaroon na kayo swapangan, sa society pa kaya, mga politician pa kaya, mga pangkaraniwang businesses pa kaya, ang hindi man loko, at mga abuso ng kapwa-tao. Kaya, kung meron kayong mga congregation, dun pa lang umpisa na ninyo, ituro nyo sa mga tao. At sabihin natin sa mga tao na tayo dito sa mundo to, temporary lang tayo. Baka sabihin nyo, temporary lang tayo rito, dali nyo dito lahat ng mga pera ninyo. Baka gano'n naman sabihin ninyo, di ba? Dahil manloloko kayo. Si Almighty Father na ang magdi-deal sa inyo. Lahat naman ng ginagawa natin, naka-record kay Jesus Christ. Kaya mag-iingat lang tayo sa mga ginagawa natin. Lagi tayo hingi ng kapatawaran kay Almighty Father dahil lahat araw-araw nagkakasala tayo. Lahat tayo nagkakasala araw-araw. Lahat tayo kailangan natin ng tulong. At nagpapasalamat tayo dapat kay Almighty Father dahil He's very patient with us. Ipinigay niya sa atin si Jesus Christ. Thank you, and God loves us all so much.